The amateur game has always been a big part in our lives. It's always the topic of our conversations and it's constantly on our minds on a daily basis.
Although it's not at a professional level, the amateur game is a working class sport at a working class level. Players put their bodies on the line, lives on hold, and have worked their socks off to be the best they can be from the top to the bottom of the amateur game.
We live and breathe football, and the amateur game has given us our best years in football. Both of us have come to the end of our playing days and want to sit and speak to the legends of the game, legends in their world, to sit and listen about the careers and stories of the game we love.
Welcome to our podcast.
3 points, please. Right, today we're joined by two lads that we looked up to as young lads coming through the ranks of WEFTA. One is probably the hardest centre-half, hardest player I've seen. And the other one is probably the crankiest person I've actually played with. Today we have Derek, Bill, McLean and James O'Rourke. Welcome, lads.
Welcome, lads.
Thanks, lads.
Thanks, lads, for having us.
So, Bill, we're at the being talking there just beforehand, and you said you were totally done now with football.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even look at it.
No,
I know you're
done.
a long time done, but
Yeah, I'm done 5 or 6 years done now, you know, done my stint. 14, 15 years junior football, 10, 11, 35s. Done a bit of managing earlier on in my junior career, and after that, I'd no interest after that. Like, I've daughters now, you know, so yeah, spending a lot of time with them, the girls, driving them around to get older, so I'd never had any interest, but as soon as I gave it up, I knew enough is enough, you know what I mean? You still wanted to play in your head the way you played all your life, but your body just wasn't allowing you to do it physically, you know what I mean? And I always said if I couldn't do 70 to 90 minutes, there's no point in me there for 10 or 15, so.
and could you not do that at 35s, no?
No. Just
What do you think? Do you think it was down just to age?
Oh, just the age, and just, you know, injuries and just, you know, getting out of bed in the morning, you know, it was like a 4-day hangover, you know, you'd play on a Saturday, it'd be Wednesday before you get out of bed straight, then you'd be fresh as anything for Saturday, and then again, be 3 or 4 days recovery after. I just can't do it anymore, you know.
I think when you played like you though, you'd
The body breaks down.
you definitely get out of bed the next day.
You know, there's a lot of mileage and there's a lot of, you know, you start to feel the hips down on the knees, you know what I mean? Turned 50 this year, so, you know, there's a lot of old creaks still there now, you know what I mean? It's all football injuries and different things like that, but as I said, thoroughly enjoyed it every minute we played, and, you know, we only really played for the two clubs all my life, and brilliant, great times, great memories, great friends, great camaraderie, all through the whole lot of it, you know. And still continue to have that, you know, to this day. So, you know, great times.
Best times of your life, probably.
Absolutely, absolutely. Have to say, yeah.
James, you're probably on the other side. You're probably been the fittest you've ever been now, doing the old jiu-jitsu. So
Yeah, fairly fit now. But like Bill, went finished senior football, played 35s for a while, but getting kicked up and down the pitch, so didn't really enjoy 35s, gave that up, and then took another turn, went down, did a bit of martial arts and stuff like that. So still doing that now.
just got the black belt last week, was it?
Got the black belt a few months ago, so happy with that. Delighted. 10 years training, so chuffed.
You know, your class is a lethal weapon now. You can't hit anybody.
I was a little weapon in any way. With the mouth in any way.
Right, we'll take it back from the start. We go with you, Bill, first. Where did it all start off?
Where to start for me, believe it or not, I started as a goalkeeper at Talga Rovers. There was no schoolboy club around my area. There was no WEFTA for me, you know what I mean, at that age. And a friend of mine in school in Canis, he was playing under 12s at Talga, so they were looking for a keeper, and I used to always be in goal in the school, and so would you come down? I was only 11 at the time, so I went down. So I was playing a year down my depth, finished out the year, done alright, and then one of the managers down from, which would have been the under 11s in Talga, going under 12s, asked me would I play outfield. A guy called Dave McGuinness, so I went with them, left midfield with them, and then ended up centre half after about 6 weeks. So with 2 years down there, left a bit of a falling out, and signed for McKelvey then under 14s with the boys.
Are you same age, eh?
No. There's a year, I played a year up.
Oh,
well, it worked out. Bill has this.
Yeah, back then the dates we were briefly discussing this. So if you were born after the 1st of August, which I was born on the 9th, I was allowed play. So if you were born saying I was born in 74, so in 1984,
he didn't do a calendar year, like
didn't do a calendar year. So in 84, I could play under 10s. James couldn't. He had to play a year over his age, you know what I mean, because he was May. He
Right.
brought it back 10 years later. So I was lucky in a sense like that. Where I was, when you were going into that age bracket, I was that little bit sort of older, maybe taller, a little bit more mature or whatever, you know, as you were growing up.
I was the opposite.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But 3 good years there with the lads, and I went down to I went to Patrician School then. I left, I never went to Patrician, and Skippy McGuinness asked me to get down to Home Farm. His dad was managing the team down there, Harry McGuinness. So they were under 18, so that was another year down with death. So I went down there as a 16, 17 year old, played for them for a year under 18s, getting a lift down all the time. It was grand. Then myself and Skippy and a couple of lads was getting into the League of Ireland B team, got a bit of experience down there as well. And then when we finished under 18s, they were sort of dispersing, everyone was doing their own thing. I was sort of left a little bit in limbo because I could still play under 18s the following year, and I ended up going back to McKelvey then, because I was relying on lifts down to Home Farm all the time. Harry used to pick us up all the time for training and for matches and everything, so it was grand. But after that, you had to get the wee hall every night, so I didn't bother then. So I went back to the boys, played under 18, then we played under 19. Then
We went up and played under 19s for I think we won a good bit under 19s.
We did. We won the Younger Cup and we won the league under 19s. We very good side we had, and Wefta them, the plan for Wefta at the time was that we were going to try and take the whole side in as a
The whole
third
McKelvey
side,
side.
the whole McKelvey side, yeah. In
Because
as a
they didn't
third
have
side.
seniors then, did they not?
They had a senior team, you know. I played with the seniors a few times. You probably played as well a few times.
I didn't. No.
I played a few times for them. They had for a while. I don't even know what league or what division they were in, but played a few times. But it would have been a lower level, you know what I mean? I was following my dad. I watched my dad playing football and following them everywhere all my life from the time, from as long back as I can remember. He was a centre half. He was part of the committee with Wefta. He was managing the second team at the
Was
time.
he right?
Yeah, he was managing the second team with another guy called Fergie McLaughlin. And I used to be up watching the first team at Wefta from the time I was 15, 16, 17, up there, the ropes around the pitch, great bit of banter, the sidelines always packed. And it was something you're always looking forward to.
Similar to us when we were growing up as a school, but as we said before, and we used to come up and watch what you play.
Yeah.
When you were there, yeah, exactly. And we used to look forward to it as well,
Was it Matt Christie?
Matt Christie, yeah. And even at the time when I finished at Home Farm under 18, I was going to turn 18 that year. I was ready to sign for Wefta. I said, no, Dad, I think I'm ready. I said, I'll go with this. And he said, no. He said, have your other year. He said, stay with the lads, get another bit of experience.
Exactly, because once you go senior, then it's not looking
Once
back.
you're senior, there's no turning back. You're in it. You're not going back schoolboy. So in fairness, took that bit of advice and went back, had the 2 years at the boys, and then 4 or 5 of us, I think, signed for Wefta. I think you went to Talca then, did you?
No, I signed for Bows.
I
signed for Bows. Well, went up to Rovers for a week or two, and then, wrong side of the city here for me. Then went down to Bows. But I had something similar to Bill. My dad and all my uncles played football, so I was out watching them. And junior football, I don't know what my dad was thinking, but he brought me down to Home Farm when I was 6. So I played in the mini leagues all the way up, and then under 10s with Home Farm, 11s. And then, like Bill, the lifts, once your lift stops, the kind of way you can't get out. I used to have to cycle to Home Farm from my house down the south. And I just said enough's enough.
Like that back then is probably a long way away,
it was
isn't
country.
it? Like,
It was country.
So
think about
there's no street lights. Or,
No street lights,
no,
just country.
really.
And I did that for a while, and then I was only 10 or something, the kind of way madness. And then I said, right, I'll go up to Rivermount. A few of the lads from the school were playing for Rivermount. So I went up there, played with probably 2 of the best schoolboy footballers ever to come out of Finglas, Darren Grogan and Alan Moore. That was an experience. So I stayed with them till under 13s or 14s. They started bringing in an influx of players from outside of Dublin,
Country players.
Yeah, they were getting very successful, and a lot of the players were going away. I think the triplets went to Derby, Darren Grogan went to Spurs, Alan Moore went to Middlesbrough.
Went to Luton.
Yeah, so the Finglas lads were getting dropped out a lot. So I just said, look, I've had enough of this, that kind of way. So I actually gave up football for about a year and a half. And I said, I went and played tag American football, and I went to the martial arts, the weirdest stuff that you could ever think of. I did everything.
You were saying there's a bit of a stigma though, being a small player, and do you feel a bit hard done by in the likes of Home Farm and Rivermount that you weren't, that you're probably,
No,
would you be better?
no, better players came in. That's
what it is, yeah.
Bottom line, you know.
That's the nuts and bolts of it. And
I was actually, I think I had a body of about a 6-year-old. I was tiny, like, but no excuses like that. Like, better players just came in and you just lose your place. That's it. Then 16s.
So for someone that's playing tag American football, and you had anybody with 6-year-old.
Yeah, it's ironic. Yeah, you couldn't catch you. I was very fast. But then 16s, 17s into school, in patrician, you'd be going out playing a bit of ball with the lads at lunch break and all, and they turned around and said, "You're coming up training on Tuesday night," and I said, "Oh no, I'm not playing football anymore." And like Babs McGowan had my arm behind me back and said, "You're coming up whether you like it or not." So I went up and probably had the best 2 or 3 years playing schoolboy football, you know.
McKelvey.
Yeah.
Who was on the team there?
Bush was the manager, and to be honest with you, he guided me through schoolboy brilliant. You know, he was exactly what I needed, the arm around the shoulder. You know, John Smith was there, he'd look after you. Yeah. They were just brilliant, a brilliant partnership. The team itself was like 17s, 18s, it was definitely the best team in Finglas, wasn't it?
The goalkeeper was something name.
Chuckles. He went on to play for Shelbourne. He was very good. Like, he was huge. He was about 6'3", probably. Big lad. You had Nolly Whelan, Bill at the back, 2 centre halves. Nolly was the total opposite of Bill. You know, Bill would go win everything. Nolly would sit back, very quick. Sweeper, pick up the ball. He was very good on the ball. I think Babs McGowan was very underrated as a left full. Lovely left full.
Solid player, Babs, yeah.
Solid as a rock, but free kicks or corners. Any dead ball, he was special. Then Jay Lee was on the right. And
Jay Lee, that's up with
Jay Lee's super player he was back then. Jay also played in my Rivermount team. Like, Jay was very good. Jason O'Brien on the right. Another super player, the O'Briens from down the south. All the brothers were brilliant players.
That's his uncle, is it?
Exactly, that's exactly who it is. Yeah. And then in the middle was Hubert Daly, and it was Stephen Scally for a while.
And Gary Kavanagh.
Gary Kavanagh was unbelievable, especially schoolboy. And then up front we had Smitty and Hardy. Keith Hardy, and it was a mix. A few people dropped in and out of the team. But
it was a very good nucleus of the 10, 12 solid players.
Yeah, it was the first time I ever felt I fitted in. And for years after, even going senior, like going down to, I don't know, Tolka or wherever, any team, it was the only team that I felt like that was always looked after as part of it. Like, if a little scuffle happened, you knew you were always going to get looked after. You know, that we played against Dingle. Do you remember we played against Dingle down in Cabra in the bogies, and a big fight broke out? I was skinning this fullback all the time, but he kind of took offence to it and gave me a kicking. And when I fell, he kicked me in the head. You know, I was on the ground, and when I kind of came through, there was a circle around me. Do you remember this?
No.
A circle around me, and there was killings, there was, you know, the kind of way. The match abandoned, but the circle was still there. I was getting up, and all I remember was Bush saying, "Oh, you're going to have to fight and all." I was, what's going on here? What's going on here? What's going on here? So the likes of that, you knew, even Jay Lee, Babs, Bill especially, they always had your back, you know, that kind of way. And then after that, 19s, I had an awful lot of offers from League of Ireland, so I could have gone to any team I wanted. I went up to Rovers. I had 2 training sessions, didn't I? It was too far. There's no way. Again, it was in the RDS.
Did you feel yourself after developing then, James? As you said, when you were small, did you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I took a bit of a stretch. Now, my wife would say,
kinda
stretch anywhere. But I went. I filled out a bit and stuff like that, and playing with the lads, training with the lads, you have to toughen up, or it's, you know, it's a dog eat dog.
Because you were always a strong. When I used to always watch it from younger, and then playing with you a little bit. Then when I first came in, you were a strong player. Like, it was like you had this like
a bit of a nasty streak in it, or you knew how to look after yourself.
What I mean,
like,
Well, you
like
try getting
strength wise
kicked.
and
Oh, no, but that's it, but you learned
You're
that.
the one kicking people.
Yeah.
Well, like, it wouldn't be
I would have done what
easy
your man
knock off
done.
the
If
ball.
you haven't passed me a couple of times, I would have gave you the kick. That's what you.
Yeah.
I'm sure you done it yourself, Bill. But
Yeah, just playing with the
Really,
lads
that's-
and through the leagues and stuff like that. When I got to around 18, I knew I could take the step up. You know, I knew I could take a bigger step up. So, I did the Scully, the football course. I got my badges and stuff like that. And during that year, I kind of even progressed even further because of doing weights and getting proper
Playing
coaching.
football every
I was
day,
playing football
yeah.
every day.
It's a good course, isn't it? That what they do down there?
My son did it this year. He did it 30 years after I did it, which was very,
Deadly.
very good. But like we went over to London. You know, we played Leighton Orient. I got offered a couple of scholarships to America. Didn't take them. Don't know why now. But no, I was very homeboardy. Like even with Leighton Orient, I was offered the YTS scheme contract at 18. I got some advice while I was over there. I said no. Like, give me.
Did you really? Yeah.
I said give me the year. I asked. Like, it was right after the match. They beat us really well. It was 4-5-1 maybe. I don't know. I scored the goal. I didn't play great. I played all right. Called me aside. Obviously, whoever was in charge of the course was pushing for me to go over. They wouldn't put the year contract down. I said,
YTS,
yeah, I was never going to take YTS to leave home and all, you know. So I said no. Came back then. I signed for Tolkien. That's what I did. So.
Any League of Ireland come knocking at the door, Bill, when you?
It was similar to James. You went down to Bowers for a while, doing a bit of training. There was a fella that played with me dad in the 35s, a guy called Pancho, Postman, and he got me down there. I was doing a bit of training, but again, it was a similar thing. To get down there 3 times a week, you know, I've done it for a few weeks. And it
was semi-professional. There was no pay.
No, there's nothing.
You weren't getting paid.
Yeah, 4 days a week.
And it was only three days. And because with me, they wouldn't give me expenses.
Really?
So, and I played a couple of matches and stuff. Didn't enjoy it. Had a run in with a player in training. Nothing major. I was just put back. I was young. He was older. Put me in my place. I didn't like that. So I said, listen, thanks very much for the opportunity.
That was it then.
Yeah. Little did I know we'll be back in 2 years' time.
Was the same player there, was he? Because he moved on.
I don't
He's
know.
dead now.
Yeah, that's what
No, I don't know. I went down then again with Sean Marr and stuff like that. Sean Marr was playing down there, and Frank O'Neill was the manager. And Frank O'Neill knew my dad and just said, listen, go down, let's give it a go, you know. So I went down, gave it a go the second time.
This is after being with Tolka.
After being with Tolka, I'm still playing for Wefta. So I was playing for Wefta, and I was going out for them on the Saturday. So that didn't last long. I got sent off in the game, and they told me never to come back. Against UCD, I played really well. I could hear them on the sideline saying, "Oh, who's this lad? Who's this left winger?" You know, I was thinking to myself, "Geez, I'm doing well here," you know. And then I had a little bit of a scuffle with the right full at the time. And I got sent off. I'll never forget. I got sent off, and the referee was an AUL referee. So he sent me off, and we were playing on the Sunday against, I think it was Kevin's up in Mark Christie. And he came over to me. He was the same ref. He came over to me and said, "Hey, James, how are you doing?" And I said, "Oh, how's things?" He said, "I sent you off yesterday. How are you here today?" I said, listen, just don't send me off today. Everything be okay. But yeah, that was good. I had a good year with Tolka as well, so like that kind of progressed a bit further as well. So I enjoyed the Tolka to an extent until there was a little bit of an incident there as well. So
that's 3 incidents.
No. I just we were playing a cup game, and I think I was going to start, and met one of the lads in the village, and I hadn't a clue what time we were meeting. I said, "What time are we meeting?" And I don't know if he knew because he told me the wrong time. I ended up turning, they were gone.
Did he turn up at the same time as you though?
I don't know. They were playing Fairview.
He was playing left wing as well.
I think they were playing Fairview in the quarters of the All-Ireland, but I remember, I don't think John Casey, I don't think he forgave me for that. And then he came up and managed Wefta the next year. So a bit frosty for a year or two, that was.
That's right, yeah.
What way did it go with you then, Bill, when you...
Yeah, so when I finished with McCabe then, it was just a natural progression to me. I was going straight into with the few lads.
Was that your aim, kind of, with your dad being involved?
It was,
yeah.
It was, and it was to play that Premier A, and it was to play for the local club. You know what I mean? I wanted to play for the local. I was only around the corner. It was a stone's throw in the Manor Christie, you know, where my ma's was, where we were living at the time. There were a lot of the lads from, you know, going up and watching the games and maybe going down to the village inn and having a pint, you know. So you were getting, with my dad there as well, he was sort of always up there or always around. I used to even go up to the training sessions and all the times and watch it. But, and I went straight into the first team. I actually they started, Mixer Pike, I think was the manager the first year I signed, 94, and I was actually playing in the middle of the park and scored goals. I was getting goals and out in the middle of the park. I was doing really well, and I eventually got back centre half. I think Deco Murray was there probably at the time, maybe Steve O'Connor. You know, there was a lot of experience. There was a lot of fellas that would have been coming to near the end of their career. You know, they were 30, 32 maybe sort of thing. But I eventually got in then centre half and I was playing. So I ended up actually getting player of the year my first 2 seasons there, which was great achievement for me, for a young lad with all the experienced players there. Then with a bit of a change in management. I think Mixer, Mighty Mooney went. Didn't your dad and Joey Somerville come in?
I was saying that, yeah.
Joey Somerville Senior was their manager, yeah.
Oh, Senior now.
Yeah, Joey
Somerville
Senior.
played.
Not young Joe.
He was only about 12 when his manager, was he?
Yeah.
So older Joe used to manage my dad playing football.
That's right.
So my dad and all my uncles played for Joe Senior, like. And I don't know how he ended up coming up to Wefton, but
he was a friend of the Gadgets as well.
I think so.
He
Yeah,
drank in the tap, I think, years ago in town, the little pub on the corner. And I
think someone came up before. We the manager before them, because I think Casey and all was in before him.
Casey came in after him.
Did he?
Yeah, because Casey, your dad and Joey was there for a year, and then they went, because I remember playing a couple of friendlies, and I guess Cherry Arsenal, that Cherry Arsenal serious side. We played them at the Christmas and we played them in the pre-season, say, before it.
In the pump then, probably, weren't they, Cherry Orchard?
Serious side. You know, they would have been winning FUI Juniors, Leinster Juniors and all that at the time, winning leagues, serious. And that was the first 2 years, so 96, 97, that was when Jonna came up from Talca. And we were in, a lot of the older players from Wefton had sort of finished, and there was a lot of young new blood. You know, there was Brian Bennett, yourself, Richie Norton. There was a lot of young lads there, and when Jonna came in, it was sort of, you know, Jonna was brilliant. I found Jonna really, really good, and Jonna then, after coming from Talca, so he had Joey Pouch and all them boys, John Hand, that was all playing down there, and Joey Pouch actually got the Oscar trainer job that year. So Joey stopped playing football that year, and he brought John in as his assistant manager. And I ended up getting into the AOL squad that year. So we went down. John asked me, told Joe, we have this lad centre half, you know, left side of the player, fairly decent. He says, you know, I think you should have a look. So we went down, done all the training sessions, played a few friendlies, then got into the tournament. It was a knockout tournament at the time, but I think it was a league basis after that. So we played Loudman and Cavan League 1-4-0. Got to the final weekend, and we were expected to win it that year. Favourites to win it. We got beat by fucking Kilkenny in the semi-final 1-0, and then we thumped Mayo on the third and fourth place playoff the next day 4-5-0. But it was a great experience, and it was great with Jonna, you know, again getting the lifts down with Jonna. But sort of halfway through that season, things weren't going well for us. We hadn't got a squad in depth.
With Wefton?
With Wefton, yeah. With Wefton. We hadn't got a squad in depth. We were struggling in the league.
I wasn't there.
You may not have been there the first year.
Who were you?
Well, I went to Kinvara for a year.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah.
Because
I went down to Harry Redknapp. Harry Kenny. Harry Kenny.
That's exactly it. You were down there, right? Because I went down to Jonna around October. And things went, we wasn't really happy because we weren't getting people training, 5 or 6 of training, stand there for 20 minutes, half an hour, you end up getting sent home, you know what I mean? I'd pay me bollocks.
I think that happened a good bit with Wefton, didn't it? Even when we played there, so like a lot of the time, sometimes you'd be up there and like you'd
But
have,
we
like,
are
a great
very
team.
lucky that we had a very good Saturday team.
Yeah,
As-
that was the same.
They always trained.
Yeah.
You know, even if the first team dropped off because they weren't doing well in the season, the Saturday team always, and the few of the managers that came in wouldn't let the Saturday lads train with the first team, which I thought was a big mistake.
But we're a club like at that stage because they don't actually help us.
They should
Like,
always
This
train.
eventually kicks in with Saturday managers, doesn't it? And you know they kind of
More Sunday manager.
well, the Sunday manager will let them train with us.
No,
Yeah.
more the Sunday manager.
Right, sorry.
Yeah, like when the numbers are bad, like Bill was saying there, the numbers drop in training. Like the Saturday lads always were relying for training.
Yeah.
You know, they'd always turn up. Like,
But you're 100% right in what you're saying. You were with Kinvara and Harry Kelly was managing. And around the October, I went down to Casey, not mobile phones at the time, I knocked at his door. He knew I wasn't happy. I was after getting into the AOL squad. I wanted to keep my place there. And I said, John, I said, I can't stay. I said, I have to try and do something for myself now. I said, well, nobody's trying, nobody's showing up. He says, okay, no problem. I said, look, I'm not going up tonight. I said, I was signing for Kinvara. I was going over to
What league were comparing then?
Premier A.
Premier A. It was Premier A. It was Premier A. And that's what I'm saying. I was in the AOL squad. Kinvara was doing well. I wanted to be, sort of in it. Challenging.
Well, we were winning the
place,
league.
innit? Yeah.
In the Oscar China squad. So Casey was yet no bother. He says, I said, look, I'm not going up tonight. I said, there's after been. I said, Jay, you were gone. Harry was looking for me. I said, I'm gonna go. There was loads of rumours going around after the time that I was going and not getting into the squad. So I told John, I said, I'm not going to try tonight. I said, I'm going to sign for the Kinvara. I said, I'm going to, give this a miss. I said, I have to try and look after myself. So it was funny. I didn't go trying. So I left me man. So I went round to Martha Wrights. And we said Martha was going for a game of snooker. So 7 o'clock I take the meeting was up in Christie. So about 7:30 me and Martha was walking out his gate and all of a sudden 3 cars pulled up outside. John Casey, Liam Miller, Mixer Pike. So all out and we got the riot act as such. The sound was John told the lads that it was going, it was Brian, oh jeez, if he's going, we're going, if he's going, we're. So it was left, whether that was told to me in jest or it was true, it was a lot thrown on my shoulders.
Yeah, same while I said that the club's going to go.
I was 22 at the time. So we stood there for 20 minutes, half an hour, and anyway, said, okay, look at it, so we'll stick it out and see how it goes, for a little bit. So we ended up sticking it out for the season. And I think you come back then, and I think that's when we signed Dara in that off season. We signed Gary, we signed Steve O'Hanna, Giddo was coming through, Giddo Malone. That would have been 97.
Leicester coming with him as well. That was his age group, wasn't it? In Leicester.
Yeah.
Him again.
Yeah, so them lads were starting to come through. And that was going into 97 into 98. That was the year we went on the run in the FUI Junior. We had a brilliant side that year. Lee McGrane was there. Francie was after coming back as well. I think Francie was at Griffith.
Was John Casey the manager?
John Casey was the manager then. John Casey was
I think that was my first year.
That was your first year.
Yeah.
You come back from Kinvara that year.
What happened with Kinvara, James? What way did that go for you?
So when I was with Tolka, that team was unreal. You had O'Reilly and you had Chandler, and they were in and out of the team, a bit like myself. Gerald Lynch, you heard Chandler talk about Gerald Lynch. He was unbelievable. He played on the left. He was a super player, and Keego on the right, like 2 international players.
They won the AOL squad with me.
Yeah, 2 international players, and I was up against them at 18, the kind of way. So I was getting in every now and again, and then obviously not the falling out. I just made a mistake at the time, and I think it changed for me then. I just left and went. I don't think I went up to Wefta straight away. I'm not sure. No, I think I went down to Kinvara then. Maybe did Wefta for a few months or something, and then went down to Kinvara. And they were challenging for everything. Yeah. They had a great side. Kieran Carrick and all was playing for them. He's a neighbour of mine.
Mark Kenny was playing.
Yeah, Roddy
Roddy
Collins was playing as well, I think. He signed.
Said you might have won goal for that team.
I'm not too sure, I can't remember. But they ended up merging and going with, it was Kinvara Ards then. I think they went Leinster Senior, something like that. So I wasn't into going Leinster Senior. I played a few matches. I think I played half a season, then went back to, that's when I went back to Wefta. I went back, I think, at the Christmas time.
Yeah.
To Wefta when you could sign. and then just played out with after then.
Yeah, with the serious side, with the great side that year, and it was the first time that we actually really, I actually found out what the FEI Junior Cup and all was all about, and you know, because we had to get knocked out the first 2 or 3 years I was there, the first round, the second round, and it opened up. I think in the 5th round was when
people are talking about, people are talking about that. If you get to this round, you can get some down the country.
Yeah. So
well,
the 5th
a nice
round,
trip.
if I knew about that before,
and the trips, like I mean, that's when it really got us together. Like, you know, the 5th round we played down in Kilkenny, we won 3-2. The 6th round we went down to Sligo, Calorie Bowes.
Yeah,
we went down on the train.
That was great. That was unbelievable.
We beat them 1-0. I think down there was a really, really tough match.
Coming back, the train was
on.
wrong.
I can imagine,
We had a ghetto blaster. Dara Moore was singing. What was it?
Steve O'Hanna was on crutches at the time, I think. Steve was injured. Puff Daddy.
Puff Daddy, yeah. Up and down the train he was doing.
What was the turning point in getting all them players in?
It was just that. So Jamesy was involved in obviously getting Dara in, you know, at the meeting. Dara, once we got Dara in, we got Garrett.
Oh, you seen Dara, did you?
Dara was after being playing for the Cardiff.
Yeah, so was Garrett.
I think he broke his back, and I gave him a hand down to the Cardiff. I don't know how he even walked in, but I was in his ear about coming up to after, and he eventually came up, and I think that was all those lads. It wasn't just the lads that came, the committee. Like, we don't give committees and volunteers enough credit. Like, you know, you lads know about the amount of time John Fox and all has put into it. But Lee Moore, Tuller, Martin Cuff, the Torps, all these lads, you know,
Brendan Cowman,
Paddy Kelly, all these lads put their time in. And Willie Cooley as well, yeah. And all the lads, every team, every Ballymun, all the lads, the committee. Don't forget Mixer, Mixer, it was chairman. Philly was chairman for a while as well. Deco Murray. Like, all these lads volunteered their time, and if it wasn't for them being...
but guff as well, you know.
Well, just even paying, getting us the new gear, like the jumpers, getting us the train down. When do you hear players get the train?
I think it's great to see. They were all obviously with the players, were they at one stage? Like, I know still like Steve Kavanagh, Mark Cuff and all that were, and Paddy Kelly
and Johnny, they founded it.
And all fall into being on the committee. I think that goes a long way for the club progressing, is to have
people that care about the club.
The club, exactly.
And they done the lotto every Sunday in the village end, you know what I mean? It's the same 6 or 8 fellas every Sunday night went down there with their wives.
I know, I used to see how much Paddy Kelly put in when I first came to West, and hearing him speak about the club, the way he used to speak about the club, like he idolised it.
Yeah, Liam Moore was the same, but like, you can even see him now. There's someone sitting at this table that gives their time up, you know, that kind of way, and puts it back in. You know, it's hard to do that kind of, you know, after playing for so long and then having to go up and volunteer your time, or I don't know, you're probably not volunteering your time now, you know. But yeah, a lot had to be said, and for that trip as well, that was one of our first big trips, you know, where, and I think we all gelled together then, and you know, and that's including the committee, you know, and management at that time.
It was a master stroke, it was, going down on the train.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
And they got the lads then, I think young Cuffer and young Ada McGrain, and a few lads there, and they collected a few quid off everybody and went into the off licence. I think there was 58 2 litres or something bought cider for the train going home, and the train coming home was just unreal. After getting a 1-0 win, you're into the last 16, the FBI Junior, and you're waiting for the draw then. And then we were drew against a team called Carndunna away to Donegal. Another country team, which meant obviously another trip. And we actually, in fairness again to the committee, as James is saying, we went up and we actually stayed overnight. We stayed in Ballyliffin.
That can be dodgy sometimes, can't they?
We stayed in Ballyliffin.
Yeah, it can be, yeah. We had to nail a few windows closed.
Yeah.
Is that to keep people out or keep people in?
I don't know, Dara.
Yeah. You know, so look at, in fairness, town, look at your old man, couple of points, get up the fucking bed, you know what I mean? And we were up the next morning, that's what we were talking about. Down on the beach the next morning, I played at 7 or 8 o'clock before we even had breakfast.
Snowing.
It was fucking snowing down there.
Oh, that was before the game.
John had us up at 7.
We were going up to play then, I don't know, about 10 miles up the road, and we went up, and we played in probably the worst conditions we ever played in my life. Hailstones like golf balls. Now, I mean, it was ridiculous. I don't even know how the game went ahead.
That game was never getting called off, was it?
No, it's never going to get called.
I think the game finished 2-2.
I think pitches back then will never get called off. Should they?
Yeah. So I went to penalties.
I should never take a penalty, lads. I've told my son the same thing. I've told Josh O'Rourke the same thing.
Would you not being a penalty taker?
Oh my God, it was the worst.
Bill. And
Bill took all the penalties until Paul Moore came into the team. Then Paul took every penalty. But
we went to penalties, and I scored a first one. Then they scored. Then James, he went up next, and he took his penalty.
Into the Atlantic.
No. The keeper got down to the ball, right, and the ball right the fucking post. And whatever way he caught his fingers on the ball, and the ball ended up going into the goal. Your man broke his fingers, right? So the Cardona management team had the referee and all in a headlock and all. So your man's hand was fucked, and they ended up making a substitution during the actual penalty shootout, and they'd already made the 3 substitutions during the game.
So what, you have to give them grace, maybe? Did
no, you don't. No, they can't. You can't do it.
Can't do it.
You should. A player should have gotten a goal.
So there was carnage going on anyway during it, but I think they beat 6-5 on the penalty.
Yeah, they did.
So it was 6-5 or 7.
My penalty didn't go in, Bill.
Did it not go in?
No, it didn't. No, it didn't. He got down. He saved it. It was a great save. But they made the substitution. We all knew they couldn't do it. So we just presumed we'll put in the protest and we'll win the protest. So we didn't win the protest.
This went on for weeks and weeks.
We were slowing up everything.
What grounds did it not win the protest? What was the reason?
It actually went to the FEI. It went then to UEFA. That's how far Liam Moore and Johnny O'Toole brought it, because they broke the rules. No, they broke the rules, and it turned out then that the FAI, they wouldn't give us the game. They sent us back up to play them again, but they paid for everything. So they paid for the couches, paid for an overnight, paid for whatever it was.
The FAI did?
Yeah.
Sent us back up?
Sent us back up to play them.
But the gas thing was, they sent us up on a GAA weekend.
It was in April, it was at that stage. It was played middle of April. Like, I mean, we were round.
There was a Gaelic match or something on. So a lot of their players were missing. We absolutely handballed them.
Beat 3-1 that day.
Like, it was easy. We should have beaten them by more, you know.
We still got 2 that day. They got 1, I think.
I think I scored, but it was a total different side. Like, when we went up the first time, the bus was getting pushed, and you know, there was hundreds and hundreds of people up there. Like, it was really intimidating. The second up to no one there. No one, they were all at the Gaelic match, you know. So it ended up being a handy win. Who did we get in the next round then?
We got the team from
we got beaten, didn't we?
Mayo. We
got a home and
we got a home. No, we did. We got a homer against Ballyglass.
Oh yeah. Oh God.
In the quarter final, and we went 1-0 up. I think Jamesy scored actually. Jamesy or Jerry Christie. No, Jerry Christie scored the first goal. Then we ended up 3-1 down in the blink of an eye. And you had a Barney then on the day for Martha.
No.
It's already James.
Who are we going to blame this time, James?
No, this was my fault.
Whoa!
No, Martin, I think they scored a goal and I blamed Martin on the goal. I was screaming at him, and Martin was screaming back at me, and the ref said, you need to tip off now. So I just tipped off, went by one bloke and put it in the top corner, and just 3-2 then. And
3-2, yeah. And then we were pushing, we were all over them, and there was only a couple of minutes to go, and we got a free kick in our sort of just inside their half, but in the right full side of position. So Jamesy came over to take it, so we were at the pushing. I was going up, whoever was playing centre half, maybe we had all pushed everybody up, all the big lads.
I meant this.
So James, he whips one in, you know, onto the penalty spot, goes by everybody, including the goalkeeper, in at the back post.
Do you mean it?
No,
so we got over at 3-3, and then it was a replay then.
Yeah.
And we went down to Mayo the following Sunday, and we got beaten 1-0. Liam McLean was carted off the hospital with concussion. We scored 2 perfectly good goals.
Oh, I was there.
And was disallowed.
It was robbery.
Disallowed. Francis McKenna scored and Steve Hanna scored. And they disallowed both of the goals. We battered them up there and just couldn't get a goal.
Yeah, that's when you know you're not gonna.
That's when you know you're not gonna exactly go any further. And then that was in the middle of Fairview Rangers when they were down to 3 in a row, so we would have drawn them in the semi-final at Terryland Park. They thumped Glass 4-5. They won off for the third time that year. So that was a fair. We had a good run in the Leinster Junior that year as well. I think to the quarterfinals. We done well in the league. It was really progressive, and it was a very good young side. And into the following year, then we went to the Leinster Junior final, including runs in the FEI Junior and the whole lot. And
Free builders,
yeah. And halfway through the season, Jonna left. And it was a bit, he had built a great side, and he left for whatever reason, personal reasons or whatever it was, and Francie took it on with Anto Summers, I think, was it at the time?
I think Anto was still playing.
Was Anto still playing?
Not too sure.
And Francie had stopped playing, did he?
Francie had stopped playing at this stage, yeah. So Francie had been playing the year before with me. Francie was playing sweeper behind me, and Liam McGrain was playing right full. And then they brought Lima in, then Lima started playing sweeper. Lima was coming together. Lima was a fantastic player.
And great in the air for his height
brilliant.
And everything, yeah.
Brilliant he was. And Francie took her on then, but Jesus, the squad of players was ridiculous. We signed Stephen Costello that year. Nowlie Simpson was there, Stewie Kelly was there. Collie Gann signed from Lusk. He came out of Leinster scene. He was a friend of Sam Cavan, centre half, good player as well. Paul Muir was there.
He got man in match, didn't he?
He could have done.
He did.
Did Paul, did Garge come up from after schoolboys as well? Was he a bit young?
No, he played for Cherry Orchard.
Was he?
Garge was Cherry Orchard, yeah. He was Cherry Orchard all the way through to under 18s and played a bit for the senior side as well. I think he won a couple of them Metropolitans there. He won trophies over there with them for the first year.
Good, yeah.
And then he signed for Wefton then I think a year or two after that. He was about 2021. So that could have been his first year, I think, around that time.
I remember travelling down to the FA, the
Leinster
Junior final.
And then we signed Gary Bordock just on the bleeding deadline before that as well, which was another huge signing at the time. Like, there were some players when you think of that sideline that couldn't get into that side.
I shouldn't have played that game.
Why?
I was injured. I was carrying a knock going in. I remember Mixer before the game came over to me and said, "Here, just take that. You'll be grand." Painkiller yoke. I shouldn't even. I played the first half. I done well. I had your man in my pocket. I did. I said to myself, I'm gonna destroy this bloke in the second half. Like, I was confident going in. I just went into the dressing room. When I sat down, seized up. I couldn't move. I said to Mixer, I can't move this leg. So Martin Cuff used to do the physio senior, and he was at my leg. He said, it was all. So like it was huge. It'd gone huge. I said, just try to, and the tears are coming in my eyes, just try and bandage it up, do something with it. No.
How old are you now?
First missed on the Yagi when you're
How old were you?
That was 99, I was 24.
I would have been 23.
Still young.
That's when you play through the injuries. Now you get when you're like, oh.
Yeah, it's gas me. Like, I remember looking at that and being so young, so God only knows what age I would have been, but looking at you as proper men would never even thought that you would have been that young.
Yeah, Nolly came on. Nolly came on, didn't he?
No. Steel Costello thing come on.
Yeah. No, Steel started, didn't he?
86, right?
Steel might have started, yeah. But Gary Bordock come on then and changed the game as well.
Yeah. Well, I think Nolly scored, did he?
Was the first game a draw?
Yeah,
we got.
And a replay, was it a replay then? Yeah, was it?
Do you not remember the goal, the
free kick?
The goal. I think we were winning 2-1 in the replay. Was the replay, wasn't it? We were winning 2-1.
Yeah.
And there was a little bit of a mix-up.
No, that wasn't the replay.
Wasn't it? Was that the main match?
No, that was the first game.
Was it the first game? The ball was rolled back in.
No, that was the replay. Yeah, sorry.
Was it? The replay, yeah.
I'm trying to think. Yeah.
I was trying to think how was it even that passed it back?
I don't know.
Martha's probably going to hate us for this, but look, it is what it is.
Look.
The ball was rolled back in, and the referee literally had the whistle in his mouth to blow for full time. Match was over. We were winning 2-1, and there just wasn't enough pace on the ball to get. Martha was trying to just let it run in, over the 18, pick it up, grand, I have it, and then just kick it, and the game was over. And he knew it wasn't getting there, and took a sweep. I think it went to one of their left winger or right winger or something, and your man just took one touch and put it in the net. And the ref blew the whistle then, I think, after we tipped off. And extra time and penalties, I think. And we got beaten on penalties. Was a 5-4, I think we got
Yeah.
beaten on penalties, yeah.
I didn't take one.
I needed the right because
Did
it was
you
on
play
the
the
fucking
second game,
sideline. I was
James?
taking
Yeah,
off
was that the
injured.
second
That
game?
was the second
That
game.
was the second game
I wasn't
we were
there. Yeah.
First game was 3-3. We were 3-1 down. I think Gary Border come on with 15-20 to go. He either scored 1 or 2, but he changed the game when he came on. He started, I think, in the second game.
We did, yeah.
I think I remember that. Did someone score a free kick in the final? That final?
Stewie
Kelly scored a few.
It
was a great free kick.
On one, yeah. The
Brilliant
tails
free
just
kick.
stand
Stand there, knocked it.
slipped it, bang.
Yeah, I always remember that free kick.
Yeah. That was we've been working on that with we'd been working on that early in the season with Jonna we had. But yeah, it was the first time I think it came off, and it was nice that it came off in the final.
Yeah, definitely.
And the crowd down at the
Yeah, it was
final.
good, wasn't it?
Oh my
It
god!
was unbelievable, yeah. Look,
Like
there was videos around. We were asking about that.
It was
Someone
fun,
had videos.
Final
It was in
was
Station Road, Newbridge.
Newbridge,
that's
yeah,
it,
yeah.
Station Road.
It was just lucky that we got another chance at it. Like when you think of the players that didn't get another chance at it.
Exactly. You know, the following year, then I think that was one of the years where I think Francie stayed on as manager, but I think it was at that time we needed someone from the outside to grab that squad. But it was just
As
so
in the manager?
close. Yeah, it was so close. You know, after going so well in the FA Junior the year before, getting to the final last of Junior, challenging in the league, challenging in the other cups. Such a young squad and a serious squad of players that was so close. It just, I don't know what it was missing. It was just missing something, that little bit extra, because it was the following year then that it started to disintegrate a
That
bit,
started to move on, yeah.
I think Steele would have went down to UCD or something, Steele Costello.
No, he went to Kevin's. He went to Kevin's then.
I
Yeah.
think he had been probably with UCD before that, wasn't
Yeah,
he?
he was a Kevin's man through and through.
Oh,
You
was
know,
he
he
still?
played Kevin's all the way up, and then
So did Steele
UCD.
probably only do 1 year, 2 years, which is maybe.
I think he did less than a year.
Yeah, when he was there, I say he was definitely in that squad.
I think he did. He only did definitely only one season.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
I
Yeah.
thought he probably had longer.
And
Right.
then at the end of that, say we went. The following year wasn't great, and then it was then when the boys started.
Do you
moving
think?
on.
Do you think kind of not just getting? It's probably the same conversation we've had when we speak about Wefta, isn't it? Even in air time, and it sounds like history kind of repeating
Yeah,
itself
it
a
does.
little bit. But I think not getting over the line again. It sounds like with you is that just everything just filtered away then straight after, because if that was the year and then you have another year and then
Exactly.
nothing happens, is that when everybody kind of
Exactly.
leaves and goes?
I don't know whether we were missing one or
That's
two
right.
players. I thought we had a good squad. Sometimes I think it maybe did we need a change of manager, or what did we need something from the outside to. But the following year, obviously, a lot of lads went. You know, some of them ended up at Ballymun. They were what we were missing. You know what I mean? And we were the same. We'd have got 2 or 3 at Ballymun.
Yeah.
That might have been the thing for us.
So, for when you were going to leave to go to Cavarda and stayed, and then when all these lads started jumping kind of ship at that stage, were you saying to yourself, well, they're wasting a couple, well, not wasting a couple of years here,
Not
but
really, no, because again,
Has
it was
your
still, as I
mentality
said earlier,
changed?
I still wanted to win for Wefta, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like the likes of the committee man that James that I mentioned earlier on, you know, what they had done for the club, what they were doing in the background, you know what I mean? Everybody, you know, they're out there putting up the nets, they're taking down the nets, you know, everybody's in, they're having, you know, the jerseys all hanging up, you know, the stuff that, and you wanted to win it for your local community and your local club and for these people, you know what I
so
mean?
things have kind of changed. Obviously, you went in with Wefty only there a year or two, and then you said, right, I'm going to move on to have
Exactly.
yourself. But now you're a club man at this stage.
Exactly, at that stage,
that was your club, yeah.
You have your rope to
yeah, bollocks. Made for life.
Those, you know, you're more heavily involved. You're there 5, 6 years, 7 years. I was on the committee as well, giving a dig out, you know what I mean? And it was, again, it was another thing. I was close as well to leaving, sort of, I think Alan Court's father took over then, and Joe Bennett came in.
I wasn't there for that.
You weren't there for that, no.
Yeah,
Rivermount Joe from Rivermount Joe.
Yeah, look at Joe was outstanding, you know, as a schoolboy coach and what he done a lot of things like that. And I just found it hard with them for some reason. I don't know what it was. It wasn't for me. And I was very close to going to Ballymun actually. I told Darren Almira I was going to sign.
The same season, or would it have been the year
No,
after?
it was the following season. It was the year that they had signed in the summer after going, you know, after doing what they were doing, and it was about around the October it was of 2000. And I said, no, I'm going. And I ended up getting injured then. So I told the lads I was leaving. He asked me to play one more game. They were stuck against Pals Artane.
That old chestnut.
That old chestnut, exactly. I was left on the bench. I was like a bleeding demon I was. And then I got brought on with about 20 minutes to go. And Macker stuck his two knees into me
That's
ribcage
right.
and burst
Oh,
my
oh,
kidney.
Kidney,
didn't he?
yeah.
That's right, yeah, I remember.
You still went for a point after that, though, didn't you?
I went down when I was sitting there. I just knew something wasn't right. You know, I hadn't gone to the toilet or anything since, and I just went home. Eventually, I took 2 minutes out of a point and went home. And I sat on the sofa, and I had to literally bang the wall, get me daddy in. I couldn't move. And I was out balling for a year, I think. I was
For that injury, yeah.
I was advised even by the urologist not to play a contact sport after that. You know, my kidney healed, thank God. Didn't have to have it removed or anything. But just to take it handy and, you know, be careful doing it. But about 8 or 9 months later, just once you get the bug back, you know, I tell you what, I think Joe and Kevin Curtis, they resigned, and myself and Steve Cavanagh took her on at the end of the season. And I think we could have got relegated actually. And then that was when Robbie came in then.
I came back up then.
You came back up then. I wasn't playing, I was still injured. So Robbie, it was a fairly clever move by Robbie, because I'd been there for a good few years. Robbie brought me in as assistant manager. He asked me would I give him a dig out.
While you were injured?
Still, yeah. But he was eager and keen also to, you know, what's the story? Are you going to get the go ahead or what's happening? And I said, you know, we have to just bide my time here. But I eventually got back training, I got back at it, got a bit of a support and that from me back. And just got straight back into it then, and probably played better after that, you know what I mean?
But looking at you, definitely, your game definitely didn't change anyway.
Once you cross the line, once you're on the pitch, you know what I mean? You're a different person off the pitch to what you are on it, you know what I mean? You cross that, you have 10 fellas around you, and you just give everything, you just want to win.
I don't think anything like that leaves you, does it?
No.
If you're that sort of player, like, and that's the way you perform when you cross the line, like, you're nothing. So I don't think any sort of injury is gonna change your style of play, is it?
Definitely not.
I think, James, you were saying that you're one of the ones that went up to Ballymun and trained, were you?
Yes, I went up.
I've seen you very quiet and Bill's not about Ballymun there, you were.
Yeah, no, to be honest, I used to love playing against Ballymun, and a lot of respect.
Great games.
A lot of respect for the lads, like. But they were trying to sign me for years, and
sorry, James, just before you probably go and answer, what do you think was the attraction for, say, to the story you're going to get into, and for the likes of Derard and Richie and
me?
What was the attraction with Ballymun, like, at that time, because they weren't that successful.
No, they weren't. That
but season,
you could see that they were progressing a lot quicker.
Getting better and better.
Yeah. When I went up, I trained a couple of nights with them or whatever, and I was saying, the way my ears, I was saying, geez, this could, you know, doing all the right movements and stuff like that. So I was there and I said, yeah, I'm going to sign for these on Tuesday, I think. This was my second week probably in. And then on Tuesday, I'm looking around and Gar Burdock sitting there, Richie Kelly, Alan,
Curtis.
Alan Curtis, and who else?
Dara.
No, Dara came about.
Gar.
Yeah, I said Gar, didn't I? Steve O'Hanna. There was about 4 of them there. I said, what are you doing up here? He said, oh, we're going to sign for them, you know, just left are struggling. I said, well, we can't all sign, like, someone has to stay. I said, you know what?
Someone has to look up the house.
I'll be the spare, and I'll go back down to, I wouldn't leave the lads in the lurch, you know. I said, I'll go back. The worst mistake I made. But again, that's just...
Is it a regret, would you say?
No, do you know what? Of course it would be a little bit of a regret, but because, like, in fairness, I went out and supported them. I went to the Towers to have a drink with them. I went to their matches. No, I just wanted to support them, to be totally honest. I wouldn't be bitter over anything like that. Like, the gas thing is, I had to text Bill, say ask what we won and all. When it came to the football, I just wanted to play football. I didn't really care what I won or anything like that. But and I wouldn't have let down the lads at Wefty. like in the lurch. Like they were going.
Obviously, you would have stayed on when Wefta got relegated as well that time, wouldn't you?
I wasn't with Wefta when they got
Oh,
relegated.
yeah, that's why they got
Two
relegated.
or three times when we got relegated.
I was never with Wefta when they got relegated. I was the one, the saviour. I came. I got them back up.
Yeah.
That's what I always say to the lads. I was the saviour. I came back, got you up, and then left again. But no, I've no regrets about it. Like, and to be honest with you, I really was. I wouldn't say proud, but happy that Ballymun went on, a local team, a team that like Wefta, I don't think we got the support off the AUL. You know, there wasn't many players that were in the AUL squad. There wasn't many players from Finglas or Ballymun that were in the Irish squad. You know, which I thought was a joke at the time. Now it did change. I don't think they had a choice. But they did change that when Ballymun started winning a lot. And same with Sheriff as well. When they start winning a lot, you see more players from the likes of these teams come through. But yeah, no, I was delighted they won everything, I have to be honest.
How close were you to a cap?
Very close. I went up a couple of trial matches, and on one of them I done really well. Martin Cuff brought me out to I scored, I made a goal, and I was talking to one of the coaches after it, and he said, listen, you done one or two things where you probably should have shooting and you passed the ball or whatever. This was after the game. He was saying, you don't worry about that, we'll see you next week. And the next week was, I think the triangular thing was starting or whatever it was. I said to myself, God, Jesus, I'm going to get my cap here, you know. I was saying to myself. So I went I was the last into the changing rooms, and there was only a couple of people in the shower. So I went in, I was having my shower, and one of them said to me, you know, you'll never get your cap. And I said, what? I said, you have a problem with your drinking, don't you? Like,
Player said this to you?
I'm not going to say who it was, but and I said, what? I said, all you lads from the Wefta, you know, you're all in that village inn all the time, ain't you? It was, what's going on here, you know, the kind of way. So I said, listen, I don't know what you're talking about. And I said,
but you really did.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I said, I did, yeah. But I said, listen.
Sometimes the Ballymun lads were in the towers.
I said, I've no issue with this. I just walked out, you know, the kind of way. I had my shower, walked out, and the next week I didn't get the call.
So she was a coach that had said you.
And I'm not even answering that. But so I knew I was going to, with the manager, I said to myself, that prick won't be there that long. Now, it wasn't the manager that said it to me, and then he was there for over 10 years or so. So I was never going to get me cap. Yeah. But no, listen, you come close. And again, I've no regrets over that.
It's always been a conversation I think we've often had, and it's always probably in the pub, and your name always comes up, Bill. Peter Murray's name always comes up, and your name especially, Jamesy, of why or how you's never got international caps or more like individual accolades of being in the amateurs or being in the juniors or the AOL teams.
After I heard
should have been.
After I heard that, I knew
that was the reason why, probably.
Well, I knew they thought Wefta was a pub team, you know, that kind of way. And when you look at the players that came in, the likes of Peter Murray and all, I couldn't understand why he didn't get his cap. Bill as well.
Yeah.
Even Macker, the goalkeeper, obviously, I don't know how he didn't get a cap. Players that came in, like, should have gotten caps, you know, that kind of way. And then, on the flip side of that, you look at Barber. You know, Barber got his cap. He was playing for the 4th division team in the AOL, you know.
I think Keno might have been the first one off Wefta, was he?
Yeah, but you saw what he was playing for Mountview, he was playing for, wasn't it?
No, yeah,
Mountview.
But I think for Wefta, was Keno the first international for Wefta?
I don't know whether it was Keno or Git Barber. I think Git Barber got it.
No, he didn't.
I think he got
it with Tolkien. He definitely, he definitely got it with Tolkien.
Okay, well then it was Keno.
But he should have gotten it. Git should have gotten it for Wefta. Like when Git played for Wefta, there wasn't a better midfielder in the league. There wasn't. Now that's and
he was only probably 18 at that time.
18, 19 when he first come in. When Jamesy and Robbie and that used to pick him up and bring him out.
Yeah.
And you know, as I said, when I seen him playing, he was one of the first players as a midfielder that I had seen probably in about the guts of about 8 or 9 years that was just demanding the ball. give me the ball, give me the. I hadn't seen that since I was playing in the AOL squad. You're playing with Christy McGilligan, you're playing with Johnny Ryan off Kevin's, you're playing with Jer Walsh, you mentioned earlier on, Derek Keegan, Lyncher, John Hand, the man of the ball. Every time you got the ball, took a touch, but there's 3 or 4 fellas wanted the ball at you. Get Barber was the next person I was saying, give me the ball, give me the ball. I used to take the ball down, roll it, off you go, do what you have to do.
And as you said, he was only 18.
He was only 18, 19, and
he led that team.
He actually said a good story when we spoke to him about that when he felt when he was in the internationals that with Jerry was so regimental but trying to go long a little bit, and he said he came on one day against, I don't know who it was against, but he said the instructions were go long, get out the wings, get the crossings in. I don't know whether
Jerry was about set pieces.
Adrian Walsh in goal or else Brendan O'Connor or whatever, but he said he came on and they kept pumping, and he said he got sick of it after about 10 minutes, and when they got a goal kick, he ran to the 18 yard and said, give me the fucking ball, don't hit it fucking long, and he eventually did give it to him, and he started taking the game by the scruff of the neck then. And that's what type of player I think he was. He used to take the bull by the horns.
Saying playing against the Valley, saying playing against all that sides, saying playing against Kevin's there, Dougie Dowell, and Dougie Dowell was on there one of the times talking about, with some great matches, and these were only kids coming in. Crockett was only coming in at that time as well, and he was outstanding. He was, he might have, couple of Saturday nights, sometimes he say his prep wasn't work, you know what I mean, but I mean, we all know that, you're only human at the end.
He left too early as well,
he did.
I think he could have given us another few months.
He said that as well, I think.
I think did he go with Robbie that time when Robbie went to Tolka?
Yeah, so that was a couple of years later. So we had Robbie stopped managing. Liam Donnelly came in actually around 04 with Robbie as well, and I was back started playing full time, and my first daughter was born actually that year, and I contacted Robbie and I just said, look at Rob, new baby coming along. I said I want to fully focus on football and obviously the family. I said I'm not going to be able to do the assistant manager next year. I'm just going to focus on playing. No problem at all, that's fine. I think Liam Donnelly came in with him then as well, and they were doing coaching now with Liam. It was brilliant. And then Robbie stopped for whatever reason, and Chandler came in then with Liam. Chandler could have been playing with us, I think, at the time, and then he went in, he managed, he brought his dad in. That was the year when we won the Lily Cup, 04-05. Then Chandler stopped that year, and then Robbie came back, I think 05-06. And then at the end of that year, he built the serious side. He brought in Dane Kelly, brought in Gav Quinn, brought in Gav's cousin Paul, I think his name was.
From your team, Nelson?
Yeah.
From the 18s?
The 18s all the time,
would have been from the 18s.
Did you watch them at all? Or watch any of this, like the likes of getting the likes of Nelson and all that?
We had a few games though, as they were stuck for a few players.
They were being brought in. They were being brought in slowly, but at the start of one of them seasons, he actually had them. We started off, I think we played 3 or 4 league games and we won the 4 of them. And I said to myself, Peter Murray had left. Peter went to Phoenix at the start. Peter needed a change. I think it was after we won the Liddy, he went to Phoenix, and I said, Jesus Christ, this side of the table, we're going to win Premier League this year. There's no doubt about it. Dane was only 19, I think, at 20 at the time. And, Gav Graham was the same. All really young, but super. And we beat Kevin's out in the Mara Christie 4-0 on a Tuesday night. I think it was the 4th league game of the bounce. And then the message came through on the Wednesday morning that, it was a job Robbie was always going to take, Tolka Rovers, and
no pass that up though.
No, he was all,
as well,
he played for him for many, many years. He had a lot of friends down there, and he was well got down there. He done great with us, and he was with us for a good few years. But it was just a decimation. Took fucking Barber, took Dane, took Gav, Paul. I think Croc went down for a bit. Croc might have come back.
That would have been. I think that was after it, wasn't it?
After that?
That might have been after it. Yeah. I think Crockett went down.
But he took 5 out of the first 11 down and left us bleeding, decimated. But I think the guy got come in then, obviously with Jay.
I think we go back to then as well. It's probably well, he said again. You just need to get over that line, and when you get over that line and you win that Liddy Cup, wouldn't you think I know obviously it's a bit unfortunate that Robbie ended up getting that job, but if he didn't have getting that job and whatever, or if Chandler had stayed on and kept that team, and then you're probably over the line and you keep going, and then
that's what you're hoping for.
Yeah,
you know, that's what you're hoping for. You're just getting there and then getting knocked back, getting there, getting knocked back. There was times throughout the years where we had the squad of players, didn't have the manager. Then we had the manager and hadn't got the players. You know, that's what it felt like over all the years I was there. There was always something missing.
That's amateur football for a lot of clubs though as well.
It's the name of the game.
Yeah,
it
is. But the worst part of it is you had teams that were winning for years. You know, when we started, it was Kevin's, wasn't it?
Kevin's, Portmarnock.
Kevin's and Portmarnock. Kevin's won 5 leagues in a row or something. Then Portmarnock won 5 leagues in a row. Then Leicester won 3 or 4 leagues. And then you had
their errors.
Then you had, exactly. Yeah, Ballymun won it, and then you had Sheriff winning it. So, like, to break that, you'd never really got a team that broke.
True.
You know, and won 1 league.
So, like, you're probably talking how many teams, like, probably 5 handful like of teams that just probably dominated certain areas.
From our generations and up. And like you guys, like, we played within generations, you know, that kind of way. We were lucky enough to play with all the lads, and then have fortunate enough to play with you lads coming through, then the young lads, and you guys did the same thing. You probably played with the outfielders like me and him, and then had young lads coming through, like that. Those generations, and mixing with those lads, they stand here, you know, that kind of way.
I think a lot of the young lads come through. For us, it never really clicked. I think we were the kind of last generation of lads come through after that would do well. Like, I don't think after that, I think it kind of dispersed, and I think all the senior football and Wefton kind of finished up.
I don't think that anybody came in after, like, say,
you just got Gav O'Brien's team, Paddy Madden's team, and they all kind of went elsewhere.
Yeah, they all kind of pushed out. I think maybe Gav O'Brien
came in,
probably would have stayed with Wefton, but then anything after that,
I think we're the last
came
one.
Through, I don't think.
I remember going in when I came back from League One and went into the squad. The high demand that you had yourself, you realise you're with men. You know, you're down League of One. There was a lot of youngness down in around them teams and all that in my dressing room. But the intensity that you had there was unbelievable.
I think that was probably one of my biggest problems, you know, with, you know, just not giving. I had a high standard that, a bit like you know what I mean, cranky sometimes when you shouldn't be cranky. It's
up to the player to take that.
Yeah, some people can take it, some people can't take it, and you have to. When I was going through 18, 19 years of age, I wouldn't have been able to take that.
Yeah.
I know I wouldn't have. Like, when I was down with Bowes and your man pumped me, so I couldn't take that.
Yeah.
You know,
and then eventually you turned into
the cranky shite bag.
Yeah.
You know,
so to be a grumpy old man had to be a grumpy young man.
Isn't it more?
I just wanted to win.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what I was about to say. It's more a demand of standards where people probably look at me and call me a cranky fucker, and I would have got that from you and looking at you over the years playing, and then coming into a team and playing with you for a short period of time. But would never actually. Obviously, I knew you were cranky, but I wouldn't have looked and says, "Oh, here's that cranky fuck."
The standards you had there, the standards you had there on the pitches, what you doing training. And I know it's amateur football at that people stage, but the Premier A at that stage was fucking in its pomp, as Aaron will say, it's in its pomp there. So you needed them standards to compete for that. But I said when it came in, especially you two boys, you just had us well drilled. And I was like, right, fuck this, I'm going to step up. I'll show these boys. Pushed me on. A few lads probably didn't take to it, probably said fuck them, I don't care what they say and all, and they'd shy away from that though.
Yeah,
you drove us on though.
There was a lot of leaders in the team.
There was a fairness, you know, like even, you know, I was a leader, you were a leader.
He's backed her up though as well.
Peter Murray was captain, you know, for 4 or 5 years.
Peter Murray was an unbelievable leader, but like Martin Wright was,
you know, you had Paul Moore as well.
Paul,
a lot of experience.
Big character.
Everyone backed up. There was no one out there ever giving the big one and not backed up. Jimmy, so
Darragh Moore, Gary Kavanagh, they were big leaders as well, you know.
Darragh was captain for a year or two.
Darragh was captain. Darragh was captain for a bit.
Yeah.
And then obviously Darragh went on and captained Ballymun. Did he captain Ballymun? I think he captained Ballymun, didn't he?
I think so.
I think so.
Could have, yeah.
And I think Darragh got his international cap as well.
He did, yeah.
He got a few when he went to Ballymun, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah, like so sometimes you go a little bit too far when you're giving out the players, and you can see the ones cringing, and you're saying to yourself, "Oh God, I'm gone too far."
But it was only for the best.
Yeah.
You know, it was only for the best.
It's like a certain thing like that. You demand the standards out of yourself, James, and you would have seen yourself matching the level that these players need to get to. And if that player can't get on your level or the level that he needs to be at, well then, like it's.
I just
tough
remember.
to get you into something else.
I'm laughing at myself here because we're the grumpiest cunt ever in your life. They make fuck's sake, can't they?
But there was times with him at right full, like with Nelson there, and I'd be saying, take a touch, get the ball, look up, make a pass. He tried to be 3 or 4 players.
He still goes back.
3 or 4 yards. He did. Jeez, that thing unbelievable. All of a sudden he leaves the fucking ball.
But, yeah.
He just take a touch and move it on.
But I used to
Yeah.
look at, I'm getting hit here. You know, like, I was never a centre forward. I got pushed centre forward because we lost a few players or whatever like that. I was an out and out winger. You know, I went into centre forward and I ended up getting stuck there for years. I never ever wanted to play there. Then I dropped back and Robbie put me into that kind of number 10 role, which kind of suited me a little bit more. But I used to just go down the line all the time. Like I'd find myself easing myself out, but I'd be getting hit. Like, and then I'd look around and someone would lose the ball 5 yards. I'd be there, oh for God's sake. But like some of the tackles that used to go in, I go up and watch the odd football match. The tackles are still going in the same way, and I'm saying to myself, God, thank God I'm finished. You know, thank God I'm finished. But I never really got hurt. You know, that kind of way. I was very lucky. I got one really nasty tackle and a slit on my leg. I probably should have ended up in hospital with it, but I went off. It was one of the cup games we played. I think we got beaten against a very poor team.
This is the year after Leinster Junior, was it? Is that the one you're talking
I
about?
wasn't there.
2008.
It was team was playing. It must have been later. Tony Sheridan was playing.
Yeah, 2008 it was, yeah.
Was it 2008?
So let me talk about that as well. That's the game. We thought we were going to go on a good run in Leinster Junior. We were fucking playing super football and we went and lost against a half-arse team.
You just won the Leinster Junior.
No, that's 2007, the year after.
No, the year after.
Year after.
You won the Leinster Junior the year after.
No, we won the Leinster Junior the year after. We thought Tony Sheridan signed and stuff. We thought
Tony Sheridan was with us the year we won it.
Yeah, he got injured.
Oh, that's right.
He was
Yeah.
walking.
So 2007.
Yeah, you're right.
And he was after having a great year for you.
Yeah.
2008, we're talking about this match was
Yeah.
up in Meath, somewhere 11 o'clock kick off, and you're bleeding bashing him, and he got bleeding broke up on 2 foot.
Oh, it was an
You
unbelievable
were there,
tackle.
Al, yeah? You would have came in that
I
year.
think you were there.
Yeah.
Can't remember it though for some reason.
Oh, I still have the scar, a big lump out my leg, like, and the referee gave me yellow cards.
What cup was that in?
Leinster Junior.
And he said to me,
Was it, yeah?
Yeah,
referee
what's
said,
that?
"Get up, there's nothing wrong with you." I pulled down my
It
sock.
wasn't the Cherry Orchard game, the semi-finals, no?
Blood pumping out me foot. I said, "Listen, look at that." And he just said, "I can't do anything about it now, a game of yellow." So I hobbled off. I'll never forget, I don't know how, it might have been cover, put a load of powder or something on it. I just said,
Janko maybe.
I don't know what it was, but it was in bits.
Janko was still
Oh, it could have been Janko actually. Yeah, it would have been Janko, yeah. And then the only other bad one then I got was I was playing for the Saturday side and I split my head open. I should have gone to hospital with that one as well, but I ended up sitting outside my house. I'll never forget it. So I'm not going to hospital. I rang Gar Cooney. I said, Gar, have you any glue up the house? He was a fireman.
Yeah, he was in the ambulance.
Yeah, and he said, yeah, I've stuff up here. So I said to Donna, I said, will you drop me up and Gar's going to glue my head together. And she was, what? So he ended up putting a few paper stitches on it. He said, geez, you might have to go to hospital with that one, James. I said, I'll be grand. So yeah, no, nothing really major. You had a few bad ones, hadn't you?
A few nasty, a few with my knees, but the kidney was probably the worst.
Yeah.
Did you struggle with your knees, Bill?
I did at the start. I done my 2 knees at different times, obviously, but I had not quite a torn ACL, but I did do damage to my ACL. I was out for about 6 months. That was one of the early years, where we either won a playoff to stay up, or we won a playoff to get up.
No, we won a play. I think we won a playoff to get up.
Yeah, that was Don made 3-2 or something like that. Yeah, I was injured at that. That was one of the knee injuries. But other than
It's
that,
one of the times I came back to get them up, you know.
Exactly, and then legged it again.
Yeah.
But other than that, nothing made me kidney and a couple of knees.
Not major on the kidney.
A few stitches.
Could have died.
A few stitches in the head and a few black eyes and that, you know. But,
You were a warrior of the fan, weren't you?
but just, it was, for me, it was see ball, win ball.
Yeah.
You know, at all costs.
You were like that since you were 16.
Yeah.
When we played for McKelvey, you were the same.
Probably
Like,
the first player that I've seen do the crawl on the ground and throw the head on someone's foot.
Where you got
That's
it
all I got
from,
from,
right
yeah. A couple of kicks in the face I got for myself.
Yeah, but it was just trying to lead by example as well, to show your teammates that you're willing to give everything for them. You know what I mean? And you know, you got it back in spades. You know, off most of the players, but you're always willing.
It's mad to think though. You're doing this as we trying to say in the podcast. It's an amateur game. No one's getting paid for it and all this stuff. You've got to walk the next stage.
yeah, I think that's where, again, the
and your passion for it.
amateur and the AUL, all of them let you down though.
Yeah.
Like when you finish, there's nothing there for you.
Yeah.
You know, there's no, I don't know, there's no support for mental health. There's no support for, you just walk away and that's it. You know, they don't set up charity games or, you know, friend, legend games. Or,
Like you said the other day there, you came up to watch a match there, and the younger people probably don't know who you are. Like, and at one stage, you're the king of England. I'm not saying exaggeration, but you were like, you come walking around, everyone knew who you were. Everyone know like he's some ball, and you're coming up here.
Now
keep
I've
pushing
noticed
past you.
what you're saying there, Nels. Now I've noticed that it's like the younger lads don't. I know every generation probably hears this, and the younger lads are probably sick of us hearing they don't care anymore. But I don't think now they don't care of who people were beforehand. Spoke to a couple of people from Crumlin even over the last weekend. We played them up here, as talking to Jamesy and a couple of others then off Crumlin, and we met up and had a few drinks. But the generation coming into them now didn't care who like Jamesy was, you know, like generation that he's managing now.
Yeah.
And then I think it's the same even like elsewhere. People don't really like that. The younger generation are looking at it and they're like, who? I don't care what he's doing or they're just up and playing. And,
It's got respect, isn't it?
but that's just what I've kind of gathered from it.
But,
So the Leinster Junior win, the both of you are playing on that team.
Yeah, there was three survivors of '99. It was me, James, and Paul Moore.
you finished after that, didn't you?
I did, yeah. I come back up to do pre-season. I was struggling a bit in my back for a year or two. I had sciatica, and you know, in fairness to Jenko as well, he was a magician. He used to get me right for every game. You know what I mean? Be getting rubs and getting all sorts of stuff done.
Great man, Jenko.
Brilliant, he was.
Great man.
Dynamite, lovely fella. Really got on really well with him. Always, like from the time he was there. I remember having a conversation with Gago after the end of the season. Then we got obviously beaten by Sheriff, thumped by Sheriff in the semi-final of the Heineken. Finished out the season. He asked me, he was captain obviously that year. He said, "You coming back up? Will you come back up next year?" And I said, you know, I was hemming and hawing. I said, look, I don't really know what the crack is. I said, but I eventually did. I come back up now he wasn't there. I think he was on holidays or something like that. Done a few pre-season sessions in the Manor Christie. I don't know whether I played even then or whether I stopped. I can't remember.
I remember
coming
coming
too much
because I was only at the signing for Wefta that season.
Yeah.
After the Leinster Junior final.
Definitely over
and
a
you
few
came up. You were
sessions.
definitely there
Definitely,
pre-season and played a bit pre-season maybe and then training. But we played. I said it to you last night. I have a cutout of us playing. I think it might have been. I think it wasn't Sheriff IC. Remember Sheriff United?
Yeah, Sheriff United. Yeah.
Came about. And they came up to Premier A, and I have a cutout of the Star, and it was like second, third game of the season, and you were in the starting 11, yeah. So obviously you came back, and you were probably were struggling with your back. Something like that is ringing a bell.
I definitely stopped, and anyway, I stopped because I remember Phil Donoghue when she came down to the house a few weeks later, and I just said, "No," I said I'd had enough, and word obviously spread very quickly that I don't know whether it was I left Wefta or I finished at Wefta, but the phone was hopping then, you know, what's the story? I was at, what was I think it was only a turn 33, I think at the time.
Way about, yeah.
33, yeah.
Right.
2007, yeah, 33. Danny Crowley was actually managing Ballymun.
Well, we actually played Ballymun the first game of the season.
Beat us 1-0, was it?
You beat us 1-0. I think you and Graham Doran might have started centre half.
That was, yeah.
Yeah, Graham Doran was at the company.
Yeah.
Graham Doran signed that year. He signed with all Lewis that year as well. Yeah, he was going in centre half.
And you're right, Danny Crowley was the manager of
Danny
Ballymun
Crowley's
then,
manager.
yeah.
He rang me, said, "What's the story? I believe I got Wefty." He says, what's the story? I'm up here doing this. I'd love to get you up, experience, blah, blah, blah. And I just said, oh. I said, Ballymore, I missed about many years ago in Ballymore. I'm not going up now at 33. So I didn't do that. And then for months and months, and I actually went down to Patrician then to give Sam Kavanagh. Sam Kavanagh knocked around me. He said, what's the crack? You any chance you come down and give us a dig out? So I went down with Sam.
35s?
It wasn't 35s actually.
Because they're playing as a banger.
I remember them, yeah.
It was it was only for about half a season, 4 to 6 months, because it was gone then, and it went 35s down the following year. So we just went down with Sam. I was playing a little bit. Stewie Kelly came down with us as well.
What do you think pushed the boat there with you with Wefta? Was you just not feeling it, or
I just wasn't feeling? I knew it was coming to the end as well, of it, and I knew I'd no interest in ever being manager or coach. You know what I mean? I'd done all that early with Robbie, the kids. Then it was still a lot of commitment. You know what I mean? They're still trying hard Tuesday, Thursday. Sitting there on the Saturday night, playing their match on a Sunday. Then you up on a Monday. You're starting to feel it a bit. You know what I mean? And I at that stage, after my kidney injury, I sort of said, I was never meant to go anywhere else. No matter what I do, I'll do it for Wefta. You know what I mean? And I'm staying here the rest of my days. I'd never any intention of going to Patrician. The 35s even wasn't really appealing to me at the time, and then I just went down and played a match for Heaney actually with the boys. Now we got well whacked to Keith Brown, and I was playing, and Jimmy Ambrose at the back. They beat 6 or 7-0. But it was a great buzz there, with the lads. I said, "Jeez, this is all right." I ended up staying there for 10 years, 10, 11 years, and look at, I think I won more there than I did in junior football. But
wish that was the story for me.
Yeah, totally enjoyed it. Great bunch of lads, it was different, and then there was loads of fellas coming now with junior football then that you started to play it against. You know what I mean? That you were getting to have it, and it wasn't as.
So it was bringing you back to them
days. Exactly, exactly. And as I say, totally enjoyed it. Played for 10 years, 11 years, and then finished around 2018, 2019.
Took up the golf.
Got the golf clubs back out of the attic, dusting them down. Handicap is going north.
So do you know if he says you're an awful cheat or not?
We're enjoying it, just getting out, again, James handled the mental health there. Mental health going around playing golf was great, 4 to 5 hours, you know what I mean? Having a bit of banter with the boys, going around, clear the head, you know what I mean, after a week of work and whatever else is going on, so I love it now. Try and get out as much as I can at the weekends. Deadly.
Very good.
Deadly. What happened to you then, Jamesy, after that year? What way did it go after the?
After that, I stayed for a while. Yeah, I stayed for a while, and then I took over the Saturday team for a while with Bren. But I was still playing Sunday football, and then I.
Guy jail in charge then at that time?
No.
It would have been,
it would have been.
That was our second year. Yeah, that would have been our second year.
And then I went down. I knew I was finishing up, that kind of way.
Could you feel it in your body like Bill?
No.
Okay?
I was fairly okay. I said I wanted to go down and play Saturday football with my mates as well. All you guys were coming through. It was a little bit. All the lads that I kind of were playing with were gone at that stage. So a few of my mates were still playing. Gav, John Orton, and Philly was chairman still, but still he took over the Saturday team then, I think. And we went up, we won the league and stuff like that. So I was happy with that. And then after that, I was going to knock on the head altogether. But then the 35s came and knocking, and went down there for a while. I only did I do even 2? I did 2 seasons.
Maybe 3.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy it, I have to be honest. I didn't enjoy it. It was... You ended up getting kicked for no reason down there,
It's a bit more reckless, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a little bit reckless, and I said this last night about, I knew my last game had come. It was out in Tallaght, we were playing on Astro, we were winning 7-0, and this guy spit in my face, and I said, here, what's this all about? And I said to myself, no, I'm finished.
Yeah, that was the icing on the cake.
Yeah, I'll tell you off air what happened to your man. But it didn't end up well, and anyway, so I just said enough's enough here. And then I didn't really know what, as I said, you're lost, you don't know what to do then, I didn't like golf, all the lads were playing golf, so I just said, what am I going to do here? As I said, when I gave up the football at 14, and did martial arts. I said, I'm going to go back and do a martial art here.
Hadn't done it since then.
No, and I just looked around. I used to watch all the Ultimate Fighting and all that kind of stuff. So I said, right, I'll do jiu-jitsu. So, and I just stuck at that, and that's what I've been doing ever since. I've gone out and played a couple of games with you guys and stuff like that, but I haven't kicked the ball. I'll be totally honest, I haven't kicked the ball. I've gone out and watched my son play from years up, and I've never got, where I turn around. Now, the few times I'm out watching them play for Willows now, senior, I'm saying to myself, God, I'd put on my boots and give them a dig out, But
then you soon shake yourself off, say, "No bollocks to that."
No, I think I'll be well able for it.
I tell you, you missed the banter.
You missed the team.
The day crack, the meeting up, getting ready, getting the prep for the match.
Yeah, even with the jiu-jitsu, it's kind of single-minded sport. You're in a club, but you're fighting another bloke, the kind of way where you don't have the, we had some mates, coming through. And I'll say that even about the Ballymun lads or some of the Kevin's lads, Port Marnock. I've friends from all those teams, the kind of way. I might have been cranky on the pitch, but I got on well with everyone, and I could say now that if it wasn't for the football, you'd be kind of lost,
Yeah.
I was walking down town the other day, and this bloke walked by me and said, "Oh, geez, all right, you were the outside left for Wefter, weren't you?" Out of nowhere, I'm going to say Alfred, he was older.
And then he spit in your face.
But older than me, and he turned around and said, "Geez, you're a good player." I was in the Willows there a while ago, and someone tipped me on the shoulder and said, "Oh, you played Wefter."
Then you're back to the football stories then as well.
And you're chatting away. These are
great,
different teams,
Yeah, it's
great.
So, you might have on the heat of the moment, but after that, once the doors closed, yeah, and most of these teams, you drank with them. You'd have a pint with them after a game. Colester, couldn't leave Colester, because me cousin played for Colester. My uncle Dermot used to drink down the club. I couldn't leave the club without going in with the players and buy me uncle a pint. That kind of way. My cousin Damien played for them as well. So, so that camaraderie was brilliant throughout as a whole family. I'm talking about as a family. Outside of that, I don't think they have that now. That kind of way. I don't think that players mix as much as they used to. Now it's probably because I'm away from it. But I don't see lads saying they're going out for a pint with that team or
Fingers have a good camaraderie up here, don't they?
Brilliant.
Lads, yeah. And be the first team on the Saturday side as well.
I haven't seen it since probably since the last time we were even with Wefter. They're out every weekend. They're all mates. Now
that's good. That's what you want to see.
Yeah, man, the FUI was right about Wefter and the old Jolly Toper. Some things that would change.
I haven't seen a team that has so much camaraderie.
That's brilliant,
than Fingers.
And you can see it, especially last year, they pushed themselves through. And
I've seen them play once or twice, and I've been very impressed with them.
Yeah.
So hopefully now they go on and they win a good few things. It's good. Dean Ivory's playing for them. I've seen Demo used to come up and watch us play since he was a baby. With Limo. To see him progress and to come into the team, and I've seen him score some crackers.
We said 90% of the team probably in around that have came through the Things United Academy.
Brilliant.
From kids from 8 years of age.
I think they counted out of the squad of say 18, 19 last year. I think something like 15 players have
that's brilliant.
I
love seeing that.
Unbelievable.
No, that's from the academy.
Yeah.
So not from babies all the way up. So it's good.
It's great, Well, that's
sound.
If you nurture them,
that's down to you guys. The people involved, bringing them through, and when we were playing for McKelvey, there was no pathway really to go to other team. You guys seem to have set up a great pathway for them.
Yeah.
Kevin's had it for years.
That's what Kevin's had it. Seniors,
I think that team itself, Dean Ivory's team, and the young fellas that played on that, I can't remember
looks
all
of Fossey and all that.
Jake. They had a schoolboy section, and I think when they came,
Jay Lee had them all the way through.
Jay Lee had them to 19s, and I don't think there was a Wefter team for seniors, and
Right.
I think when they amalgamated, I could be wrong with why I'm saying it, but they were the next senior team to progress for English United, and now we're only like a league,
They were
one league
great.
off the top.
Five or six promotions in a row. Yeah, from they went 19s. Jay Lee still had them. I stepped in. Was I playing? And then we got 5 promotions. I think I was only there for 2, and then obviously Johnny Garrett Christie came in and Johnny McLaren came in, and just kept strength to strength and all that.
It's great to see. No, it's great to see. And
hopefully now we push the thing is look at conveyor belt. Then it'll be the 17s coming through. You have the 16s coming in behind them. So hopefully in the next few years.
Yeah, and you just look at the setup. Look at the setup.
Yeah.
Look what they're doing in here. The room you're getting for
the centre room.
the centre room stuff.
The pitch there, the whole lot. Yeah, well, that's brilliant.
Yeah, from strength to strength. That's what you want.
Well, listen, as you say, we started with yourselves. Even though it's things united now. We left them Mellows together. Like so, you are a part of what's happening up here now at the moment. So, thank yous for.
Yeah, thank yous for the memories, even for that we had looking at you and watching you play, and then playing a short time
Sure,
then as well.
you rubbed off us down the way with your attitude.
1,000,000%.
I looked up to yourself, Bill, because the way you played football. Even though I didn't show because I was doing step overs in my own box. What happened?
Many a time you're nearly getting battered.
And you haven't changed, because I went to watch the 45s there a while ago and you were still trying to do the same thing.
I have this move in my head that it's going to come off sometime, you know. But no, I played like the defending side of things, last the challenges, not got that from you. High standards, we got that from music, and that kind of follows through our own careers, and we're going to hopefully trying to bring up to the young lads coming through.
Yeah.
If it rubs off 5%, we're doing a
That's
good
what
thing.
you want, you know what I mean? It does that, you know, that you've got from us, so you can pass on to other people, you know, that's great, you know, for us to hear also, you know, because at the end of the day, we were just out trying to do our own stuff for our own thing, and anybody you touch
all
on
in
the
it for the
sideline-
same thing.
Exactly, you know, it's for the love of the game and the love of your club, love of the people you're around.
So you have no interest whatsoever of watching football.
No, I came
Going
up here,
to play
to
five-a-side, no.
watch fucking Dean. I'd heard so much about Dean, and obviously Liam, great mate of mine, he'd be best man. I'd never seen his son playing. He's on a roll here of 11 wins in a row. I fucking come up in the bleeding draw, I got beaten. I'm not coming up anymore, I want the lads to get promoted.
Send me the bill.
But it was great. I come up actually, Davey and Paddy was here, the boys, and was loads around. Great crack, great banter catching up there, and I hadn't seen it for a long time, you know what I mean? Great
Great to do that every now and
it
again,
is,
isn't
brilliant,
it?
Yeah, brilliant, thoroughly enjoyed it now. It's great to catch up with the boys, and they say they're up here fairly regular watching the games, but I was never one for watching football. I always wanted to be on the pitch, and sometimes it's a bit frustrating, you know, watching. I used to fucking say down out there, you know, if you out there, do better myself.
Yeah, it's like me watching UFC sitting on the sofa eating a pack of crisps. I tapped out too easily.
Are you, James, the same?
Yeah, I'm the same. I went up and watched Willows a few times, and I still think I can play, but I can't. You know, like your mind is probably still there, but your body won't do what you want it to do. But no, I'm finished. I will play 5-a-side the odd time if I was asked, or you know, a charity game. I'll go out and
get some
play.
going ourselves over the
We'll
Christmas.
probably try to get a Legends game going now after this.
Don't ring me.
No. Any regrets, Bill?
No, I can't say I've any regrets. You know, you hear things about, you know, junior caps and different things. You know, doesn't matter really. You didn't get it. You know, at the time, were you good enough? Maybe not. Were you the type of player at the time that the man that was in there for so many years wanted? I probably wasn't his type of player. You know what I mean? Never got trained, or never got. No real regrets. You know what I mean? It's what I done and what I played with Weft, and you still hear people around talking about you and having the crack and having the point. Very, very happy, and you know, wouldn't change that really. You know what I mean? It'd be nice to get that first, you know, win or cup years ago, and you know, maybe win a little bit more, or you know, a lot of times where you had the right squad, maybe wrong management, right management, wrong squad, you know. But
did that bother you when you played that you didn't get recognised, like or recognition for a junior cap or the AOL longer?
Not really, you know. When you were there, you know, when I was in it, thoroughly enjoyed it, and then you know, it changes management, changes things. You know, people are saying, once you get in, get your face in. You know, it's harder to get your face back out. You know, my face was in. It ended up going back out. didn't get back in. So, you know.
And you just plug away then, don't you?
Just plug away. You say, you know, people say, maybe because you were playing for WEF, it's something to do with who you're playing for, you know what I mean? If you're good enough and people want you, they'll come and get you, you know what I mean? Or they'll bring you into a squad, or they'll bring you into whatever. You'll be invited. It doesn't matter, you know. James, you mentioned Chris there earlier on, 4th division in Mountfew. He's playing centre midfield for Jerry Smith, the international side, you know. So it's not really a case of who you're with, or it's just one of them things. But no regrets. No, loved every minute I played with WEF, you know, every bit of time I gave them. Same with
It was a yes/no question, Bill.
No, it's great.
So Jamesy.
No.
I had to be that answer.
The best player you played with? We go start with Jamesy.
No.
Best player I played with. Or there'll be a few different players, to be honest with you, different positions.
So it's best player. You keep on for your starting 11 then.
Best player probably would have been Git Barber, I'd say.
Yeah.
Like all round player, like in that position, I'd say, yeah, Git Barber, yeah.
Bill.
Same.
Yeah.
I have to say, and I said this to a few fellas a few years ago, you know, and they went, what, Git Barber? I said, yeah, absolutely. He was the most all-round complete player, I saying, for somebody at that age when he came in with us. I thought he was outstanding. He's the best I had seen for a long time. And played with some good players, you know. James mentioned some fellas up earlier on, Darren Grogan, Alan Moore and all that. But he was one that definitely should have been across that water. Absolutely unbelievable player.
Yeah.
Best manager.
Controversial, but I'm gonna stick with Bush because I think he
McKelvey.
Yeah, I think he progressed me more than any other manager. Now Robbie O'Reilly would be probably looked after me as well, really well.
Important age, kind of around it.
It really pushed me on, I think. And I don't think tactically or anything like that was probably the best manager, but I just think for me at the time, he looked after me.
Bill?
I'm going to say John O'Casey. You know, done a lot for me when he first came in, and obviously getting me that bit of help and getting that start into the AOL squad. I had known him for a number of years, you know, played 35s and that with my dad. I knew him as in manager Talca Rovers as well. We'd had a few games against him. You know, Talca were Premier A when I first came in as well, and you know, you're seeing his passion on the sideline, you know, you're seeing his passion when he came to WEFTA. You know, we had a tough start, but then he really built great side, great squad, and I thought he was brilliant.
What was it? So best club? Bill?
WEFTA. Only had one.
No one else, WEFTA, yeah.
Very good.
Your best friend in football.
Best friend of football. Loads of friends of football, you know what I mean? Loads. Probably Liam Ivory. You know, he's my best man at my wedding as well, you know what I mean? He was with us a lot through WEFTA as well. I was with him all through the 35s. We're still
Was it
really
being
close.
mates before football? Or was it football that brings us together?
No, football that brings us together.
There you go.
Football that brings a lot of us together. Like James as well, you know, Martha, you know, all the guys, Paul Moore, you know, he's my brother-in-law now, but you know, football brought so many people together.
Well, other man, you're 50. They had a 50 party first. Was that your missus? Was yours or your
He was
missus?
only 40.
Down
Talca House,
no, Louise had a bit of a shit down there. And I was there.
You've seen all the boys there as well, yeah. Some of the boys down there. So they all turned up for
Does
their
hook up
50th.
regularly? The football lads, they hook up regularly?
I would hook up with the lads
Yeah.
a lot, like from the Saturday side. Like probably Martha Roy would be probably my closest throughout the football. But Gav, Philly even, you know, John Knockton, like all them. I still meet up with them. I was out at point with them the weekend with Costello and, you know, Bren Bennett and stuff like that when he told us up, So
who's your best friend in football?
I'd say Martha probably throughout football, but I was close to Bill as well throughout the years, Liam Ivory as well, so I wouldn't really say I had one. I had a lot that was very, very close to, but
Yeah. Hardest player you played against?
This has been an interesting one for you, Bill.
Kane.
Yeah.
Davey Kane had some unbelievable ding-dongs with Davey. Davey was a very, very complete centre forward. Very, very strong. great skill, great in the air, great energy, great pace, fully committed. Every time you played him, you knew you were getting into it. But I loved that, you know what I mean? It was the bigger, the harder, the better every time you're going into the match. But Davey was super. And then, you kick lumps out of each other, shake hands, counter point, down to the shilling or down to the village inn. Or I wasn't much in the towers at all, but, there was never any bad blood or animosity or anything like that, you know what I mean? Once you cross the line, you gave everything, but everything was cool after it, you know what I mean? Davey was super.
James?
I'd go probably the two fullbacks are Kevin's Ryan on Long.
Yeah, Philly Long, yeah.
Yeah, were probably...
Philly Long was super.
Yeah, he was just unbelievable. He always gave me a tough game. Like, that's from a winger's perspective. Yeah. Centre forward, I don't know, probably Dougie or someone like that used to kick lumps out of me, and he'd always say after that he never touched me, like, that kind of way. But yeah, there's no real stand out. Like, I had hard games against hard, tough players. Like, yeah, probably the Kevin's lads were the toughest.
Your favourite memory?
Lifting that Leinster Junior trophy in 2007.
I'll back him up on that one. That was
fairly special, for us to get your hands on that after the defeat and the disappointment 8 years ago, and for the club as well, it was huge at the time for the club and the committee and all that had stuck by all them lads that was there for so many years, to get a national trophy in, as Wefta won at the maiden one, it was great. That was definitely best memory.
There's actually a picture up here somewhere. I think it's in this office, Nelson, is it? Of
we have it at home.
Yeah, and there's a picture on the bus, and all the players are on it, and the committee members, and it's just a great picture. Brilliant. Looking back at everyone who was obviously, you see the squad, and then you see everyone who puts the walk in up at the top of the bus with in the likes of Paddy Kelly and all that. It's actually a great.
No, it's brilliant.
Without them, there's no players. Without the players, there's no nothing. They're so important.
Yeah. Players that didn't fulfil their potential.
The call on them out there earlier has been probably the best I've seen. On his potential, probably in junior football and amateur football, or amateur caps. But regarding going across the water, I think if he said it himself a few times that we fell out of love with football, and if he had been all over football, he'd have been a superstar in England, an absolute superstar. I think he was at Liverpool, was he, for Wales and United?
Sheffield. He was at the two teams, yeah.
He's probably one of the ones that I'd say that, and look at it is what it is. I don't think he'd many regrets in football either, but he's one of the ones that probably deserved or should.
He played like a professional player, didn't he? In an amateur game.
He was unbelievable. He really was, yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah, I don't really know a player that. I don't know. I wouldn't be pinned. Yeah, no one stands out. I think everyone played as.
I'm the same as well. I won't really come and pick anyone out.
Yeah, like if you asked anyone, did they feel their own potential? They're gonna say yeah, So no, no one stands out in any way for that one.
So, well, we did the best 11 now. So here we go with Jamesy first. Best 11.
Best 11. There was a couple of positions that were really tough, and then there was some that just were easy enough. My two hardest positions was the centre midfield and goalkeeper. Like, the goalkeeper, didn't really play with Marto, but Marto was a very good goalkeeper. He won the Golden Gloves a couple of times.
Did you?
Great talker,
great organiser. But I didn't pick Marto.
Best friend of football.
I know. I had to pick Macker, like ability wise, coming out for cross. Now the only problem with Macker was he was nuts. We'd be down 1-0 and there'd be a corner, and he'd be standing beside me for the corner up in the box. I said, "What are you doing? We need to score," he'd say.
It was a half an hour left.
No, maybe an hour left. Half an hour, but Macker would be Macker would be number one, I think. Are you're not picking yourself, are you?
No.
I heard him hiding. I wasn't going to pick myself. I wasn't going to pick myself. Liam McGrain, Roy Full, Deco, Murray, Peter and Bill behind him, 5 at the back. Yeah. Deco, Murray, Peter Murray and Bill.
Putting Bill left full, eh?
I'm putting Bill sweeper.
So if Lee McGrain
Right full.
Deco,
Yeah. And then I'm putting
Murray.
Paul Moore left.
Oh,
left
Paul
full.
Moore. Sorry.
Yeah. I used to give Paul
thought
a
you
really hard time, but he was a super left full. You can take that one out if you want.
He was a good left
he
full.
was just-
very good last catch.
Penalties, dead balls, everything.
His technique,
Technique
really
was brilliant. Midfield, this is where I really struggled because obviously Barber was going to go in straight away. That's number one. But then I was struggling between Dara and Gar Cooney. You know,
two players that would have dominated games.
Oh, dominated. But I'm gonna go with Dara because I played a lot longer with him. And I think going forward, barring his injury, I think he would have been probably captain of Ireland for a long time, and Ballymun. So I'm gonna throw Dara in there with Barber, and then 3 up front. This was easy enough for me. With the lads as usual, but Hannah on the left, Stephen, Gar Burdock, and then Nolly Simpson on the right. Three people that are gonna score no matter what.
Definitely,
You put them in front of goal. Look, Gar Burdock doesn't get the credit that he deserves.
3 under 5'6" as well.
Yeah, small up front, but Gar doesn't get the credit that he deserves. Like, Gar was the best finisher in junior football. And I don't care.
For years.
Well, I don't care what anyone says. Like, you can throw out, the names of people there. Like, Gar Burdock was the best finisher. Nolly was a super finisher. Both feet, can take dead balls with both feet. Gets a chance. Never passed the ball to me in the box though as well. But those 3 lads up front would get you goals no matter what.
Just the funny thing there, Nolly scores at both feet, dead ball situations.
Yeah.
Takes a penalty there for 25s there. He's right foot. So he goes to the penalty shootout. He goes, I'll show him. Takes to his left foot, scuffs the thing to keep it, just picks the ball up.
He normally doesn't do that now. Like, penalties great as well, but the best penalty taker was Paul Moore by a mile. But that's my 11.
I have to say, we.
Are you impressed, Bill? Are you?
No, but we didn't. You have 10 and 1. We didn't even have a conversation about this. So Macca's a goal. Again, you mentioned Martha earlier on, but Macca was unbelievable. He was, lack of communication maybe at times, but unbelievable.
Lack of communication.
Early on, he was.
Didn't he say whoever was the manager at the time? But I remember I wasn't involved in the scenes at the time. I would have been a schoolboy for Wefty. But I seen Mac playing outfield for the Saturday team.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he wanted to play centre
the
forward.
first team manager, I'm going to play outfield now, and went to the Saturday team and played outfield.
He did that for a
He was
while.
the first team goalkeeper and stopped playing for the first team.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Legend.
Again, the back forward is exactly the same. Liam McGrain was great when I first came into this squad. Into Wefty, great bloke. Super right full, low centre gravity, great in the air, great little tackler. And then, after a few years he came in, he played behind me, a sweep. I know he learned a lot off Liam, I have to say. Brilliant he was. Deco Murray and Peter again, 2 centre halves. Played with, started out my career with Deco. Learned a lot from Deco as well. Then obviously Nowley came in or something. Didn't play a lot with Nowley. Nowley was with us he was only 16, 17, then he moved on. But Peter, had a great relationship with Peter.
He's had a very solid centre half relationship, didn't he?
We read each other really, really well. We complemented each other really well. I was predominantly left-sided, Peter right-sided.
Great balance.
Good, good tacklers, good leaders, good talking. Peter was exceptional centre half. Again, Paul on the left, James, he said, cultured left foot. Paul was super. Paul was with me from about 2006 or 7, 1997 or 98, right through till the end. Paul didn't play for anyone else after he came out from Cherry Orchard. Brilliant player. Him and James on the left all the time. Number 6, Git Barber. We've already spoke so highly about Git. I thought he was unbelievable. Get the ball down, give him the ball down and go and do his stuff. He made our job so easy for the time that he was there with us. Number 8, Darren Muir, just ahead of him, great box to box player. unreal. You know, when he was on his game, Derek was the best in the business, you know, for a couple of years that he played, but, you know, went on, obviously done what he done with Ballymun, and, you know, got his junior cap, got his recognition, you know, out of it, winning things like that, you know, super player. Forward up front then, number 7, I'd actually I gotta go Crockett. I thought Crockett, again, you know, shout out to Nowley also, you know, played with Nowley a lot. And played with Nowley in the 35s as well, but Crockett was unbelievable. You know, up front, right side, just after number 10. He was so skillful, magical little player. Played him for a few seasons, thought he was outstanding. Number 11, Steele Hannah. You know, Steele was different gravy as well. You know, we chased Steele for a long time, and he was at the Valley when he was only young, you know, 17, 18. Eventually got him, and, you know, Steele was brilliant. As, you know, again, play left side of the wing, right side of the wing, centre forward, off the number 10, play anywhere. Brilliant player. Number 10, the man here beside me, Jamesy, all day long, you know, we together, right through schoolboys, right through Wefta, you know, we played together all our lives, as such, you know, bar, you know, a couple of seasons here or there. Brilliant on the ball, brilliant character, you know, great when you're in the trenches, you know, you needed people like that, you know. There's a lot of tough games we had in the Mather Christie there. Nobody liked coming to the Mather Christie to play with it, because they knew we mightn't have been the greatest, but they were always getting a tough game, you know. And number 9, Garborach, all day long. Jeez, that sign, when he came back that time in 99, he was the hottest thing in Ireland as a centre forward. His football intelligence, he was 2 or 3 steps ahead of anybody, you know what I mean?
He makes the game stand still, didn't he, at times?
Just in the box.
Just in the box, you know, give him the ball, and, you know, he just picked up situations and read situations. Yeah. He was just ahead of everybody.
Yeah, the space, where he found the space.
Full space in the telephone box with a blindfold on it was. Brilliant.
Yeah, he was great.
He came back to Wefta. Christy McGilligan got him back. He was at the beam at Ballymun. I think he was kind of not really playing too much and probably wasn't putting the effort in, but he came down to Wefta and he trained a couple of times, and I was buzzing out saying, like, going to play with guards, you know what I mean? It was great to have him back, and I think we might have got Paulie Kane as well, but I think Paulie got injured. But he didn't train too much, Gar, so he was missing a lot.
I think he was a bit like Barber. He had a love-hate relationship with football.
We was having Robbie and Fairness trying to sign him like 2 or 3 years in a row. Obviously, we was at Ballymun at the down that we were down banging his door down. You know, I say, liking up there, it's all going well. And like, even he was signed for the 35s for about 3 seasons. I don't think I've seen him.
But that's what I was going to say, because when Christie actually got him down, he played like a couple of games. I think he played 6 games or something, but he had about 8 goals. We played Colesta down there and they battered us for 88 minutes, and Garborach hadn't trained or played or whatever, and he done nothing in the game. And someone just put the ball into the box like last 2 minutes of the game, but he took it down, and it was like the whole game just stopped. It's like he just had like a touch, another touch, and if that had been me or somebody else, I'd have fluffed it and hit the corner flag, and he just stuck it into the top corner, like just finished class. It like just class, like
class. He was a, you know, when he first came back, so I couldn't believe we signed him, and when I signed a player, I didn't know much about him, you know. Obviously, you know, young lad, and everyone was talking about him, but jeez, he signed for us in the April, coming up to that Leinster final, and played a few league games after that, and then signed the following year. Jeez, this fella's mint. Brilliant it was. Fortunate that we couldn't obviously keep them and keep the squad together at that time, but okay, it is what it is.
That's it.
Yeah.
No regrets.
That's it.
Yeah.
No regrets.
No.
Lads, that was
Thanks.
That's
perfect, yeah.
No bother.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Pleasure.
Thank you, buddy.
No bother.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers, pal. Thank you.
Fucking brilliant, that was.